Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today is your finance director of the City of Fitchburg. She's not here to talk about budget. She's not even here to talk about CIP. She's here to talk about a new rating that the City of Fitchburg earned recently, and it's a AAA rating upgrade. What? This is a pretty big honor for the City of Fitchburg. Misty, how you doing today?
It's been an exciting week. So Moody's actually came up and visited us so they could get a feel for what our community looks like and what our growth has been and get a presentation from us about what our finances look like. And they went back, they crunched their numbers, and then they told us a couple weeks later that they were upgrading us. And this is huge. This is a big accomplishment for the city. And I hope that everybody is proud of that. It's been many, many years in the making.
I was just gonna say, so let's take this a little step by step here. So this started 30 years ago, and I asked this beforehand because I didn't want to get it wrong. But when we're talking about in the making, this has been in the making. So 30 years ago to today, what have you been doing?
Yeah, so I've only been here for less than 10, so I very much so can't take credit for what this all is. But 30 years ago, the city was in such a different financial position. So in 1993, there was even negative equity in the general fund. It was just a much different position. And then slowly through diligent conversations and prioritization by the councils and with staff input, we've been able to climb back out of that into a very robust financial position. So what Moody's is it rates us basically on ultimately the goal is how likely it is we'll pay back the debt that we borrow. But it's really this kind of gold seal of how financially stable and strong you are, along with the growth that's happening here. And so back in 1995, we were an A, which is, it's not terrible, but it's middle of the pack. And then we went up to a AA3 in 1999, a AA2 in 2002, a AA1 in 2010, which was our last rating upgrade. And then now here in 2024, we're the magic AAA. And it sure feels good to have that kind of recognition that the city's doing the right things financially and is in a strong position.
Yeah, it's very interesting because there's a lot of pieces that go to this. And then part of it you tell me, is growth too. So the city has been growing for a lot of reasons, but financially, if I'm going to say this right, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're moving in the right direction as far as the financials go, but also with the city growing. All of those things are factored into that rating as well. How does that work into it?
Yeah, so the Moody's has what's called a scorecard, which is all of the key financial indicators that they look at. Mm-hmm. And it includes, how big we are, what our assets are, liabilities, kind of the community that we are supporting, and, what our opportunity is to raise revenue in order to meet our obligations. So that's really the fundamental scorecard part of it. But then that growth is what contributes to that, right? So in our growing community, we are a great place to be, and a lot of people are seeing that, and there's been a lot of investment from our economic development team getting more activity here in the city, and it just is a way to show the trajectory of the city and where we're going, and that, again, everybody wants to be here, right?
Darn right they do. Let's talk about those people who might be asking you like, okay, Misty, I'm so proud of you for doing all of this, and staff and council and everything, but pulling this back, how does the residents of Fitchburg, business owner, why did they want to care about this? Which you're really going to want to listen to this because it's important.
Yeah. So I love that it is that gold seal of approval, right? So that's huge as far as reputation. The city of Fitchburg is a great place financially. But beyond that, there's also a money savings there. So the higher you are rated, the less you'll have to pay in interest when we borrow money. So we just anecdotally asked the people that bought our bid just this week, and they said that it saved us by having a AAA about 15 basis points, which conservatively worked out to about $100,000 that the city is going to save because of that. And that's just on this issuance. Assuming we can keep this up, every issuance that we have after that will also have those true dollar savings by paying less interest.
Your goals as a director of finance have been a lot of different things, but those changes that you've made and your staff have made, I think this is shows that it's working and you're proud of it. But to just pull the curtain back a little bit on the things that your staff are doing each and every day, this is important to you to be financially responsible, i.e. the finance department. But just pulling back from your perspective as a director, how cool is it that the team has come so far, even in the time that you've been here?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I took out of this was there was a phrase by Moody's that said that we have strong city management and strong budget practices. So that's something that we take a lot of pride in. Of course, the staff doesn't get to choose how we budget. That we just provide recommendations to the council. But the council has taken heed of those financially responsible measures and included things like that. So this replacement funds that are in our CIP project. So we're able to cash finance more things and only borrow for the legacy projects, those big things that we're doing. And, budgeting conservatively so that when the market falls out like it has in the past, or when COVID hits and, we have unexpected expenses, that we have ways to weather that without having to make drastic cuts. So it's just being able to see that that's being recognized, that we are doing the right things is great.
And then finally, just moving forward, so can we go like quadruple A moving forward? Did we kind of hit the top and now we need to sustain this and keep it going? Like, what happens next?
Yeah, this is the top. So AAA is the absolute highest rating that you can get. We are one of only 5 communities here in Wisconsin that has this AAA rating from Moody's. So it is a very small elite group. And yeah, now we have to make sure we continue doing what we're doing, stay financially sustainable in order to maintain that. And somebody else said it to me best, it is a reputation. You know how it takes many years to build a reputation, and it can go away relatively quickly. So it's going to take some consistency with the council to continue to making these sometimes tough decisions, right? Prioritizing financial responsibility can be tough, but it's something that many councils over the past 30 years has committed to, and it shows.
It takes a team.
For sure.
It takes a village or a city or however you want to say it as we've grown, right? I mean, it's kind of works all in the same. All right, Misty. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for what your team does and everybody that's been part of this. I mean, it's been a team effort for years.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.